Hi guys. Sorry I've been away from you for a whole nanosecond. I've been COVID cancelled, been trapped all alone in my room, forced to drink liquid that looks like piss. I tried explaining all this to the other Ben. He just keeps telling me I'm a parody he created, so I'm going to be trapped in this room regardless because I'm fictional. His bedside manner is fucking atrocious. But no, everything's fine. Your warrior of truth has returned from having the sniffles. Now it's on with your Doctor Who review. What is it this time? Cavemen? Oh, can I not have a sick day? So, the reason I think I took a while with this one, other than the pestilence, is that I set myself a bit of a challenge. Because we all know that part one is really good. An Unearthly Child is a perfectly placed bit of TV that really hooks you into its premise in very succinct, very efficient storytelling. The dialogue is so good, I actually printed off a script for this once. In drama society in uni, we're always looking for scripts that had especially 4 people at once or with a large amount of dialogue. And I printed a copy off for us to use, except that line about Red Indians. Yeah, that made me not recommend it. And fair warning, race in the Hartnell era doesn't get any better. Oh, forget it. It's boring. It's boring again. It's black and white one. They're all boring. Admit it. They all kind of are, at least a little bit. Even if you don't take my impeachable word for it, the people have spoken. By people, I mean the 7 people who bothered to answer to my poll on Twitter. I'm very good with numbers, indicating how popular something is, as you well know. So I wanted to see if I could try and talk up the other 3 parts. What do we have here? A power struggle between 2 cavemen. First one to make fire wins. One thing I thought was pretty apt was that both of them, instead of trying to solve the problems of the tribe a lot of the time, they're too busy shit-talking each other. Like, they go so quickly from explaining why they're the best candidate to lead them to explaining why the other is the worst candidate. I wish I could say that wasn't still relevant, but oh well. According to someone like, say, Andrew Cartmel, this is probably the first big mistake in the classic era. Not that I've ever heard him badmouth this in particular, it's just that this is the first time we see the Doctor get captured, having to escape, get recaptured, get used to a lot of that. Apparently Cartmel thinks that the Doctor getting captured repeatedly demeans the character. Hence, you have scenes in the Cartmel era like the Doctor just brushing past a bunch of guards who are about to arrest him. And it's really kind of hard to argue with that because that's kind of the whole point it's done the first time. It's why these 3 episodes are very crucial to the show going forward and why you can't just go from Unearthly Child Part 1 straight to the Daleks. What's the setup after Part 1? The Doctor's in complete control. Ian and Barbara are basically his prisoners and he has them at his complete power. That's not really a stable dynamic for the show going forward if you want all of your cast to at least work together. So, how do we do that? Simple. We equal things out a bit. Drop the Doctor in a dangerous scenario in which he's in just as much control as any of the others. Does this mean that all captures and escapes going forward are validated? God no, but that's a story for another time. Can't even bash a guy's skull in with a rock anymore, even back then in the good old days of the beginning of time. Why not play the Unearthly Child drinking game? And by that I mean take a shot every time someone mentions the word fire. Yes, I said every time. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Actually, given the state of the world, maybe this is a not bad option. Please bear in mind that if you even attempt this drinking game, your liver will attempt to Brexit from the rest of your body. Fire is metaphor for Nuclear bombs. Oh. The key to getting us to like any arrogant dickhead that you want to put on TV is making them vulnerable. Put them in scenarios where they're in less control. Let them get a bit scared. Let them get a bit hurt. Note that this is the first time we ever see the Doctor save someone. He saves Ian from the Cavemen in part 2.
If he dies, there will be no fire.
Like, I'm sure he has his motives. Susan probably wouldn't like her teachers to die. And not to mention, it's also a very quick-witted way. He doesn't use violence. He uses his talking. He tries to bargain with these people. Already we're seeing the Doctor start to become the character that we know later on. Like, he's properly scared in this one, and he's nervous. That when he grabs the rock, it's all out of desperation. It's not strategy, it's not smart. He's just scared for his life. It's a far cry from the smirking demigod that we saw last episode who could not give one fuck. It lets all our TARDIS crew see each other's perspective. When he and Barbara talked to Cavemen, they probably realised that this is how the Doctor felt talking to them a few seconds ago. And the Doctor, the genius who's just bad-mouthing these two from 1963, is completely at the mercy of beings even less advanced than them. Please don't blast us back to the Stone Age, Vlad. It looks really fucking boring. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Worst episode ever reviews, I've decided, are going to come out every Wednesday. We're going to be covering most of the Hartnell era, or at least any episode where I think I have something interesting to say about it. For any further updates on the channel, please follow me on Twitter, and of course, like, subscribe, share, comment. Anything you do helps out, and hopefully I'll see you next time.